I want to believe you guys are doing fine. Okay, so today we are going to have another class, but we are going to be looking at some questions under modular arithmetic. So I want you to sit back and let's solve one or two problems under modular arithmetic. And don't forget, as usual, ensure you get your writing materials ready, very close to you. Okay, so now, there may not be a need for calculator this time around because it's a simple arithmetic, friends. Let them know the class is about starting. Okay, so, and don't forget, as you're joining the class, ensure that you see the like button. Now, if today is your first time that you are coming across this video, all right, you are especially welcome. All right, so you can see what we do here is mathematics. So if you love what we do here, ensure you subscribe to this channel, okay? And don't forget to tap the like button. So thank you very much. All right, okay, because of our time, we need to move very fast. So we are going to start with this very simple question under modular arithmetic. So I want every one of you to listen carefully and see how we're going to solve this problem. It's a very simple one. So because it's going to help us now to solve other problems. So once we understand it, this is just the background we need to understand. So it will help us to solve other tricky questions. Okay, so now let's look at this. You have to simplify the following. So simplify 24 in modulo 5, 88 in modulo 10, 8 plus 15 in modulo 6, and 54 plus 25 in modulo 5. Okay, so now how do we do this? Now let's start with the first one. Now you are given 24 in modulo 5. Now we are going to express this in modulo 5. So you divide this number by 5. So let's divide this number by 5. So when you divide this by 5, we have 24 divided by 5. So what do you have? Now you have what? 4. And it remains what? It remains 4. Okay, so now this 24 now can be written as now the number of times that this 5 will go in 24. So we write it 4 times the modulo, that's 5, plus the remainder. Okay, we have the remainder in modulo 5. All right, so the answer is the remainder. So our answer to this problem now is for mod 5. Okay, so here's the answer. So at any time you get your answer, your result must be less than the modulo, the number here. Okay, now let's look at the second one. B, we have 88 mod 10. Okay, so you know what to do now. So we divide 88 by 10. So when you divide 88 by 10, so what do you have? You have what? 8. It remains what? It remains 8. Okay, so now we write this 88 as 8 times the modulo, okay, plus the remainder. The remainder is 8. 8 mod 10. So our answer is 8 mod 10. Okay, so I hope you understand that. All right, now let's look at the next one. C. All right, we have 8 plus 15 mod 6. So now we need to do this arithmetic. Let's add together. So when you add together, what do you have? You have 23 mod 6. Okay, so now, so just ask yourself, how many 6 are you going to see here? So that's 3, right? So let's do it. Now 23 divided by 6. All right, so we have what? 3. Remainder what? Remainder 5. Okay, so now, so this turns to The number of times 6 is going to go in 23, that's 3. So 3 times the mode, that's 6, plus the remainder, that's 5. Okay, mode 6. All right, so means our answer now is 5 mode 6. Okay, so now let's look at the last one. So now can you do the last one now and drop your answer in the comment section? So just follow the same procedure we have here. So try this and drop your answer in the comment section. Let's quickly do that before we move down to the next question. So we are doing D, this one, D. All right, so what do you have for this question? This one, what do you have as your answer? So what is the answer to that? Okay, all right, okay. Okay, I can see Golan's results. Okay, that's good. Divine, okay, progress. Okay, all right. So now can we solve the problem together? Now let's solve it together. Let's see what we have is the same thing. Okay, so I expect every one of you to be able to solve that conveniently. It's an arithmetic. Okay, so it should be simple. Okay, so now let's see. Now we had this and this together. So this gives us what? 79 mode 5. Okay, so now the next thing now is to divide 5 by this. Okay, so we have 79 divided by 5. Okay, so now what do you have when you divide? You have 14 remainder 4. Okay, so that is it. Okay, can you see that? So now, so that means our result now is going to be what? We just have this times this. So what do we have? Okay, so so I think this is supposed to be 5, right? Okay, so that we have 15 times 5 plus 4. So that will be mode 5. Okay, so now what's the answer to this? So the answer is going to be 4 mode mode 5. So that's the answer. So those of you that have 4 mode 5, so I hope you understand how we got that. Okay, so any question based on that? Any observation? Okay. All right. I think we are all good. So can we move down to the next one? Let's move down to the next one. All right. So yes, we have -5 mode 6. Now, what are we doing to this question? The question says, find the simplest form of the following moduli. All right, so we want to find the simplest form of this. Now, our answer should be a positive number. So now what do we do now? So when you have a number, just disregard the negative. When you have a number that is smaller to the modulo here, all you just need to do is just write 6, -6, or we say 6 times -1. Okay, that gives you -6. Now, you now ask yourself, what are you going to have to -6 to have -5? That is 1. So that will be plus 1 mod 6. All right. So, and your answer now is going to give you 1 mod 6. Okay. So now let's look at the second one. It's just a replica of this first one. We have -7 mod 11. Mod 11. Now, as you can see, your modulo is bigger than what we have here. All right. Once it is bigger than what we have here, so what do? You just write the modulo times -1. Okay. Once it is bigger than what you have here, you multiply the modulo times -1, and that gives you -11. So you ask yourself, what are you going to have the -11 to have -7? That's going to be plus 4, right? That's plus 4 in mod 11. So now you have 4 mod 11. So that is the answer to that. Okay, so now we have simplified this. Now let's look at the next one. C, we have -23 mod 5. So how will you do this? Now you can see now that this, just disregard the negative. Now that this is bigger than this. Unlike this one, that the modulo is bigger than the number. This time around, the number is bigger than the modulo. So that means I'll ask myself, how many 5 are you going to see in 23? So just like we have been doing, all right, so we have 23 divided by 5. So what would that give you? That's going to give you 4, right? So, okay. Now this time around, you just have to disregard the remainder. So this is what you are going to do. Now, the number of times this will go in it is 4. Okay, so just assume that, okay, this is negative. Your result is going to give you what? -4. Now, increase this -4 by -1. Okay, right? So that is, you add -1 to it. That's what I meant by that. So you add -1 to it. That gives -5. So use -5 to multiply this. Okay, so now let's do that. So we now have 5 times -5. Okay, now when you multiply this together, what do you have? You have -25. So you ask yourself, what are you going to add to -25 to give you -23? That's 2. So you have +2 mod 5. All right, so your result now is going to give you what? 2 mod 5. So that's what you have. Okay, so can we look at the last one? All right, so let me leave the last one for you to do. So you tell me what the answer is going to be. Okay, so now just follow these arguments. You can see this is bigger than this. Just look at what we did now. Since this is bigger than this, you disregard the negative. So you just say, okay, whatever you have here divided by 5, you have -4. So increase this -4, okay, or you add -1 to it. Okay, so that gives you -5. So whatever you have now, you multiply it by the modulo. So that's it. Now we have 5 times -5, and that gives you -25. So now you ask yourself, what are you going to have to -25 to have -23? That's 2. Okay, so you have it here. So your answer is 2. So the same way, let's try this and drop the answer in the comment section. Let's see what we're going to have. So if you have your answer, drop that in the comment section. So drop your answer in the comment section before we move to the next thing. All right, so what do we have for the last one? So what's the answer we have? I hope we have all dropped our answer. Okay, I can see 1 mod 3, 1 mod 3, lot of others. So I can see Divine Joseph. Okay, yes, it's Joseph. Okay, Gbolahan, Divine, so mod 5, so mod 5. Okay, there's another one. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's look at the problem together. Let's quickly do it together. So now what you have for D here. Now the D. Now we have negative 11 mod 3. Okay. Now this. Now you have negative 11 divided by 3. All right. So you can see if you disregard negative, you see 3 can go in 11. So 3 goes in 11. So that's going to be what? That's 3. Let's say negative 3. Since we have negative here, so negative 3. So now the idea is increase this by 1. Okay, so this gives you what? Negative 4. So you just use this to multiply this and this. So I have 3 times negative 4. So that gives me negative 12. So what will I have to negative 12 to have negative 11? So that will be plus 1. So plus 1 mod 3. Okay, so that means the answer is going to be 1 mod 3. All right, so those of you that got 1, that's the correct answer. So that's good. So now can we move on to the next thing? And let's move down to the next question on the board. So now I'm going to do 2 out of this question. So we'll do the last one for me. So make sure you give me your attention. All right, so the first one we have here, we have 16 minus 3 mod 7. Okay, so now when you subtract this one gives you what? 13. 13 mod 7. Okay, so and this gives you what? Now you see, ask yourself, how many 7 are you going to see here? All right, so that is what? That's 1. You have 7 times 1 plus what? Plus 6 mod. You can see since this one is positive, so I don't need to do any adjustment. So my answer is 6 mod 7. Okay, so that's the answer. So now let's look at the second one, D. We have 4 minus 13 mod 8. Okay, so when you subtract, what do you have? You have negative 9 mod 8. And this is bigger than this. So you just say, okay, negative 9 divided by 8. So how many are you going to see there? That's negative 1. So you increase this one by 1. Okay, so that means we have 8 times negative 2. Okay, this one gives you negative what? Negative 18, right? Negative 16, sorry. So negative 16. So now, what are you going to have in negative 16 to have negative 9? So that's going to give you what? Is that 7? That's going to be plus 7. So mode 8. So that means your answer is going to be 7 mode 8. All right, so that's what we have. So can you do this one? Do this third one and drop your answer in the comment section. So try the third one, drop your answer in the comment section. Okay, so now let's look at the problem on the board. But before we solve the problem, can we I hope we have dropped the answer to this to the last question here. So what do we have as the answer? I hope everyone have dropped an answer. Okay, yes, I can see 3 mode 15. Yes, Balogun. Yes, Falashade. Okay, all right. Okay, divine is 0 mode 15. Okay, 3 mode 5. Okay, all right. Now let's see. Now let's quickly solve the problem together. All right, make sure you are participating. Don't just watch. Make sure you are writing something down. That's the best way to learn mathematics. Okay, so let's look at this problem together. Now this gives you what? This gives you what? Negative 12 mode 15. All right, now you can see this. Now this is bigger than this. So the mode is bigger than the number. So what are you going to do in that case? You just have what? 15 times negative 1. Don't forget, that gives you negative 15. So what are you going to add to negative 15 to have negative 2? That's 3 plus 3. So in mode 15. Do you understand that? So you have 3 mode 15. So that's the answer. All right. So those of you that got 3 mode 15, yeah, correct. Okay. That's what we have a good number of us that got that as our answer. All right. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. Bolaon is correct. Falashade, correct. Palogun, correct. All right. Okay. And others. Okay. That's good. All right. So now let's move down to the next question. So we are moving down to division. So I need you to pay attention to how we are going to solve this. Now the question asks us to evaluate the following where possible. So that means that we may have a situation whereby we may not be able to evaluate the given expression in the given module. So let's see. Let's look at the first one. We are given 2 divided by 3 in mode 4. Right. So now to do division, we are just going to make an assumption. You start by saying let let x to be equals to 2 divided by 3 in mode 4. Okay, so if you have this, so that implies that 3x equals to 2 in mode 4. I hope you understand that. This is the same thing as just writing x equals to 2 over 3 over 1. So this expression here, or the equation, sorry. So now when you cross multiply, you have 3x equals to 2. So now, what's the next thing? I'm to divide both sides by 3 so that I'll get the value of x. But now, when we talk about modular arithmetic, is an arithmetic for integers, not for decimal. So we don't want decimal number. So we are going to try as much as possible to do without decimal number. So now what we're going to do now to get the solution, we'll be adding multiple of modulo to the number we have here until we get to a number that will be divisible by the coefficient of x here. All right, because the number of modulo we had to 2 now does not change the fact that it's still 2. All right, so now, so in this case now, I will look at it before I do it. Now, if I had 4 to these 2, so I have 6. All right, so now 3 can go in 6. Okay, so that means I can write this as 3x equals to 4 times 1 plus 2 in mode 4. Okay, so this is also the same thing as 2. So, and we have 3x equals to 6 mode 4. So we have x equals to 6 over 3 mode 4. So therefore, x is what? 2 mode 4. Okay, x equals to 2 mode 4. All right, so after getting this, I have to check if I can still have other answers. You see, when you are doing division, we can have more than one answer. Okay, I can have more than one answer. So I have to be sure. So if I now get the answer that I've first gotten, if I get it back, so that means I don't have any other answer again. So now what am I going to do? So I'll be adding multiple of 2 to this. I've added multiple of 4, sorry. I've added one multiple of 4 to these 2. So we're able to divide. So now let's add 2 4s to it. So now let's add 2 4s. So if you have 2 4 to 2, that's going to give you what? That give you 10, because that will be 8 plus 2. That's 10. So and 3 cannot go in 10. So you consider another thing. So 4, 3 times 4, that is 12. So 12 plus 2, that is 14. 3 will not go in it. And let's look at the next one. Now we have 4 times 4, that is 16. 16 plus 2, that's 18. Can 3 go in 18? Yes, 3 can go in 18. So how many 3 are you going to see in 18? So I have what? 6. All right. So you can see now I have 6. So if I have 6, now you can see I can still express 6 in terms of now. I have 3x equals to 18. All right. So I'll have x equals to 18 over 3. So x equals to 6 in mode 4. So I can't leave my answer like this because this is bigger than the mode. I have to express it. So I'll end up having 2 again. I have x equals to 4 times 1 plus 2. Can you see that now in mode 4? So since I have the answer I've gotten before, so that means I have only one solution for that question. So you must be sure that we have only one before you leave. All right, so I hope you got that. All right, now let's look at the next one. So we have b 3 divided by 4 in mode 4. Okay, here, so you make an assumption just like we did here. So you start by saying let x to be equals to 3 divided by 4 in mode 4. All right, so this multiplies this. So you have 4x equals to 3. So 4x equals to 3 in mode 4. Okay, so now 4 cannot go in 3. So since 4 cannot go in 3 now, so I'll be adding multiple of 4 to 3. and see if I'm going to get a number that will be divisible by 4, so that I'll be able to get the value of my x. All right, so now let's see. Okay, so when you add 4 to 3, what do you have? You have 7. Okay, if you had 2, 4, 2, 4 is 8. When you add 8 to um, 3, so you have 11. All right, so now add 4 again. If you had 3, 4, 3, 4 is what? That's 12. Now, when you add 12 to 3, what do you have? That's 15. 4 will not go in it. All right. What of 4, 4? That's 16. 16 plus 3, that's 19. You just discovered that you'll be having a number that is odd. You'll be having odd number because when you add even number to odd number, the result is going to be odd. You're having odd number. Right? And since you want to divide by an even number, so there's no how you're going to have a solution in that modulo. So in this case now, solution does not exist in modulo 4. The solution does not exist in modulo 4. So it can exist in other modulo. So we just conclude by saying solution does not exist in modulo 4. So, and that's going to be the answer to that problem. All right. Okay, so I've done the first two. So do the third one now and drop your answer in the comment section, please. Once you get your answer, you drop your answer in the comment section, and after that, we solve it together. Solve the problem together too. Okay. All right. Someone have gotten the answer. We have 1 mod 6. Okay, so let's wait for others to drop their answer. But don't forget, we are doing division. You have to be sure that we have only one solution. So if it is not one solution, make sure you search for other solution. Okay, so yes, let's check. Um, okay, Yetunde 1 mod 6, yes. Also, no, 1 mod 6, okay. 5 mod 6, 1 mod 6, Walashade. All right, so Divine has given 3 answers: 1 mod 6, 3 mod 6, 5 mod 6. Okay. Show me the 5 mod 6. So 5 mod 6, 6 mod 6. Okay, all right. So I can see that a lot of us are actually doing some work over there. All right, so now let's look at it because of our time. Let's solve the problem together. Okay, so now we are starting by saying let 3 divided by 3 to be mod 6, right? So now let let x be equals to this. So if x is this, so that means we have 3x equals to 3 mod 6. All right, now, so when you look at this now, I can divide both sides by 3. So since 3 can go in 3, so I'm going to do that. So I have x equals to 1 mod 6. All right, so that is it. So that's the answer. So, but then before I leave, I have to check to be sure that we don't have other answers. So how will I check now? I need to add multiple of 3, of 6 to this and see if I'm going to get 1 back. So if I didn't get 1, so that means I still have more answers. Okay, so now let me add 6 to 3. If I add 6 to 3, what do I have? I have 9. So 3 can go in 9. So how many 3 are you going to see in 9? That's 3, which is different from 1. So that means it's also another solution. So I'm going to say also I have 3x equals to 6 times 1 plus 3 in mod 6. All right. Since the number of modules that we had to a number does not change, so we can add as much as we could to the number we have here. All right, so now this gives us what? 3x equals to 9 mod 6. So we now divide both sides by 3. So we have x equals to 9 over 3 mod 6. And then we have x equals to 3 mod 6. So that's the answer. All right, so before we leave, we need to check again. All right, so now let us add. Now we have added 1 6 to 3. Okay, to have this. Now let's see, maybe we are going to have another answer different from 3. So let's add 2 6. 2 6 is what? 12. So 12 plus 3, that's 15. So and 3 can go in 15, yes. So and when you divide 15 by 3, you have another answer different from 3. That's 5. Good. So now you have 3x equals to 6 times 2 plus 3 mod 6. All right, so we have 3x equals to, now that gives us what? 15 mod 6. And we have x equals to 15 over 3 mod 6. So answer is what? 5 mod 6. So this is going to be the last answer, because now you can see the numbers are increasing. We have 1, we have 3, and 5. So we cannot have any other number that is bigger than 5. So what we have after 5 is going to be 1, because you can see now the highest, the modulo is 6. So you cannot have 6, you can't have 7. So the maximum you can have is 5. So that means we have 3 answers. We have 1, 3, and what? And 5. Okay, I hope you understand that. So all right, so if you love what we are doing, don't forget to tap the like button, and if you are new on this channel, ensure you subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's do that. Let's look at another question very fast. This is a modular equation. So you have to solve a 3x equals to 1 mod 7 and b 4x equals to 2 mod 3 is mod 4. Okay, so now look at the problem we have here. So let's see, how do we solve this? Now the first one, we have 3x equals to 1 mod 7. Don't forget, just like we did when we were doing division, the number of modules that I had to a number does not change the number. All right, so I'll begin to, because 3 cannot go in 1, I'll be adding multiple of 1 to 7 to 1 and see what I'm going to have if it's going to be divisible by 3. So now let me add 1 7 to this. We add 1 7 to this. What do I have? I have 8. Now 3 cannot go in 8. So now I will look for another this thing. 2 7. 2 7 is 14. Now 14 plus 1, that's 15. So that means that will work. So I have 3x equals to 7 times 2 plus 1. Okay, mod 7. So we have 3x equals to 15 mod 7. All right, so we have x equals to 15 over 3 mod 7. And so x will be what? X will be 5 mod 7. Okay, so it's possible for us to have more answers. So now can we cross check? Maybe we still have other answers. So let's add 3, 3, 7. 3, 7 will give us what? That's 21. 21 plus 1, that's 22. 3 will not go in 22. So let us look at 4, 7. 4, 7 is 28, right? 4 times 7 is 28. So 28 plus 1, that is 29. 3 will not still go. All right. So now let's look at this. Let's add 5. So 5 times 7, that's 35. Okay. So 35 plus 1, that is 36. I think 3 will go in 36. Okay. So that means we have 3x equals to 36. You can write it somewhere here. So we have, when you divide this by 3, what do we have? X equals to 12, right? Okay. So now look at it. So 12. 12 can be expressed as what? 7 times 1 plus 5. Which we have gotten before. So that means this is the only answer to that problem. So you must be sure that we don't have any other answer. So, okay, so this second one, I want you to try this second one. Let's see. Try and drop your answer in the comment section. Let's see what you're going to have for this. Now, let's do that very fast. So once you have your answer, you drop in the comment section. Okay, anybody with the answer? Anybody with an answer? If you have your answer, drop it in the comment section before we solve. Anytime from now, I'm going to solve the problem. So I want to see those that have solved the problem. Let's drop our answer so we can solve it together. Yes, Bola, Progress, and others. Joseph and others. Yetunde. Okay. What answer do we have for that? It's not difficult. Okay. Bola said there is no specific answer for mode 4. Okay. Should that be the answer? All right. No specific answer. Okay, Mutiat, yeah, I've seen your answer, Adibayo. Okay. All right, okay. Now let's quickly cross-check. All right, I can see a lot of us are saying the solution does not exist. Is that true? And now let's look at it now. You know, all we just need to be doing is just to be adding multiple of 4 to 2. And let's see the one that will be divisible by 2. Now, before I do that, let's look at it. I have 4x equals to 2 mod 4. Okay, so I can divide both sides by 2. So I have 2x equals to 1. Okay, in mode 4. All right. So then I now begin to add multiple of 4. All right, I'll be adding multiple of 4 to 1. Don't forget, I said something earlier that if you are adding even number to odd number, you'll be having odd number. All right, so if you are adding even number to odd number, you will have odd number. So the number of 4, now this one is even now, is odd. So as we are adding, I have 5. If you add 4 to, you have 9, and so on. So, and since you are going to be having odd number, so, and as you can see now, you want to divide odd number by even number, it will not go. So it will have a remainder, and we want whole number only. So in that case, I don't need to disturb myself. So I will conclude by saying the solution does not exist in mode 4. All right. The solution does not exist in this module. So in another modulo, it will exist. All right. So you just have to write it. Don't just say it's not solvable. So you have to tell us the solution does not exist in this modulo. All right. So let's look at another question under modular equation. All right. So a x squared minus 3x equals to 10 mod 5 b 3x squared plus 14x plus 8 equals to 0 mod 4 solution. Okay, so this is quadratic modular equation. So how do we solve this? Now let's look at the first one. We have to solve the following. So we have x squared minus 3x equals to 10 mod 5. Right? So we move this 10 to this side. We have x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals to 0 mod 5. All right, so can we do small thing now? Let's get the sum and product. What's the sum? What is product? Sum and product. Yes, can you drop that in the comment section? Tell me what the sum is, the product is for this quadratic equation. So drop that in the comment section. What is sum? What is product? What is your sum and what is your product? Yes, anyone? The sum and product of that quadratic equation. Okay, good. Below 5 and negative 2. So the sum is 5. Okay. Is that what you are saying? Okay, so what is the sum and product? I didn't ask for the two numbers. All right. So the sum and product. All right. Okay. I can see Divine dropping that. Yes. That's what I want. So now the sum is the coefficient of x. That's negative 3. And the product is negative 10 that we have here times coefficient of x squared here, which is 1. So nothing is changing. You have negative 10. All right. So now here you need two numbers such that when you multiply together, you have negative 10. When added together, you have negative 3. So what are the two numbers? So those two numbers will be factor of negative 10. So just think of two numbers. All right. So now let's look at it. Should we use negative 5 and the 2? Look at it. Now when you use this to multiply this, you have negative 10. When you add this and this together, you have negative 3. Okay. I hope you understand that. So that is what we are using. So that means this equation turns to x squared negative 5x plus 2x negative 10 equals to 0 in mode 5. All right, so what do we do now? Let's look at the first pair, here, this one. Now, what is the GCD of these two terms? So that's x. X is the GCD. So when you divide this by x, x will divide by x, you have x. Negative 5x divided by x, you have negative 5. So the GCD of these two numbers is plus 2. Okay. So when you divide 2x by 2, you have x. This gives you negative 5 modulo 5. All right. So now let's factor out this. So you have x minus 5 and x plus 2 equals to 0 in mode 5. All right. So we now have is either negative 5 is 0 or x plus 2 is 0 in mode 5. All right. So x equals to 5 in mode 2, mode 5, sorry, and x equals to negative 2 in mode 5. All right, so now look at this. You can't leave your answer this way because this number is the same thing as the modulo. So what do you need to do? You divide this number by the modulo, and the remainder is going to be your answer. That's going to be what? That will be 0. So let me write this out for you. So we have this one is 5 times 1 plus 0. Okay, mode 5. All right. Okay, so x equals to, so x will be what? 0 mode 5. All right, now let's look at the second one. So you can't leave your answer as negative here. So we have x equals to, so now look at this. Now this is bigger than this. So what do we write now? So we just write 5 times negative 1. So what do you need to, this gives you negative 5. What are you going to add to negative 5 to get negative 3? 2 rather. So you have plus 3 mode 5. All right, so x will be 3 mode 5. So this is going to be the answer to the problem. So that means we have this and this as the solution of this modular quadratic equation. So I want to believe you all understand that. So that is that. So the second one, the second question here will be done as an assignment. I want you to practice that. So practice this question. So once you have your answer, so make sure you keep it. So in the next class, we are going to discuss that problem. So guys, I want to believe you guys really enjoyed the class and you've learned one or two things. So don't forget, those of you that are new on this channel, ensure that you subscribe. And don't forget, the best way to know mathematics is to practice. Make sure you practice. Look for similar questions based on what you have done today. So you can practice those questions. And if you have any question based on what we have done, just drop it anytime I'm on here. So you can drop your question so we can rub minds together. All right. So thank you very much for waiting till the end of the class. All right. So good night, everyone. Bye-bye.